What's up, and welcome back to Opposites Attract podcast. This is Sonja Ramirez, your girl, and I'm sitting next to
Miguel Ramirez.
What's up, everybody? How is your day?
How was your week?
How is your life?
Going. And make sure you guys go to our website, oppositesattractpodcast.com. When you go to our website, you will find, what are you laughing at? You'll find all the ways that you can follow us.
All the ways.
At the top. On all the different social medias. You can follow us
different social
at
medias.
Opposite Pod, or you can search Opposites Attract Podcast and you'll be able to find us.
Yes, what he said.
What's up, babe?
What's up, yo? Look at how cute my dog is.
I know. You guys got to see her on Facebook or YouTube.
Stuttering?
Because I've been drinking a couple of these fucking club tails, whatever they are.
That was bad.
This one's not.
Well,
good.
when I took a drink, I was like, ooh, that is super strong. And you're going to finish that?
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
I don't like to waste.
This is Miguel.
Ugh.
The beginning of the podcast, we'll see how he is. Mid-podcast.
By the end.
Yes.
Anyway, what's up, babe?
What's up, baby?
Yeah, we spent the day at jiu-jitsu tournaments, supporting our friends.
Yes.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was so it's a nonprofit.
Yeah, it's called Veterans Breakthrough. If you guys have checked out my other podcast, Fighting for Your Life, we've had Chris Howard and Phil Markham on the other podcast, and they're board members. Chris actually started Veterans Breakthrough, and it's just it's a nonprofit to help veterans find that community that they lose when they get out of the military, and like help them transition, just pretty much to help veterans.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they want to do. But one of the things is that when you get out of the military, like you lose everything just automatically. You know, like you
What do you mean by that?
have, you have a steady paycheck. You know where you're gonna live. You have all the people that you work with that become like your family, because you get sent places where you don't know anybody, and the only people that you do know are the people that you work with. So you develop these bonds, and if you go through, things like combat, the kind of bonds that you develop are sometimes even closer than family bonds, and when it's time to get out of the military, there's not a lot of help transitioning and support transitioning out of the military. So I used to joke around that like veterans go through like this homeless phase when they get out, because they stop shaving, they stop working out, they stop doing everything that they used to do.
Right.
But it is tough to like find that again. Yeah. And when you really think about it, with jiu-jitsu, there is that community. Like it's the closest thing that I found, besides playing football outside the military, that has like that sense of community like that,
And both Chris and Phil practice where you.
Yeah, at Carlos Farias, yep.
Yeah.
Yep, and at our jiu-jitsu gym.
Yeah, it's a great community. And today it was really cool to see like all the men that were actually competing were in the military. So it was like the Navy versus the Air Force.
Versus the Marines versus the Army.
Yeah. And it was really cool just to see the friendship too, because you could see the love.
The camaraderie, yeah.
Yeah, there. And Joey competed.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a big tournament. It was a very intimate tournament.
Yeah, it was really cool. It's so different than like the regular tournaments that we're used to going to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because the regular ones are so busy. Like it's
people
so
everywhere.
Much noise.
Yeah.
And when you're in that state of,
I mean, well, this is one thing that I just thought of right now, but it just kind of shows you the difference. When you go to a local tournament, they have barricades between the mats and the people that are watching, because it's like you'll be on the mats if like all the people were standing there. With this one, we were just like right up against it. We were sitting at the edge of the mats watching the matches. It was awesome.
Well, we were sitting on the floor, but there were. Yeah.
And there was chairs, no barricades. It was music. It was a great atmosphere. Yeah.
Yes. And so I wanted to talk about a little bit like with Joey.
Yeah.
As we've mentioned before, Joey is very kind and loving. And we were talking to him before the tournament, and, you know, he had mentioned, like, I don't want to hurt anyone. And that's when I shared with him, I'm like, you're not trying to hurt anyone. Like, it's a competition. It's competing. It's a sport. And then I had you share your story of what you went through when you were playing football as a little boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was similar to Joe, where I didn't want to hurt anybody. And when it came to tackling, like I really wouldn't tackle people. I would just kind of like hug them to the ground. You know, that's not really playing football. But yeah, until finally, like, one of my friends, like, I got in his way and he just freaking ran me over. And I was like, what is going on? Like, I thought we were friends. Mm-hmm. And then everybody was like, oh yeah. And I was like, you know what? I want that fucking ball next. And when they kicked it off, they gave it to me. And I was so, like, angry and, like, I was just pissed. So I took off running, not paying attention to the ball. And I was just, like, looking for that kid. And I just fucking, like, head first, just, like, plowed right into him. And the ball went flying. And then everybody's like, oh, shit. You know, like the way kids are. And then, and my friend got up and he was excited. Like, everybody was excited. And I was like, I guess it's okay.
This is what I'm supposed to do.
Right? I guess this is what we do. It's fun. Like, okay.
Yeah.
You know?
And so, you know, Joey sees you as unstoppable.
Yeah.
Right? And so sharing that story with him, and you just continuing to share challenges and obstacles, and where, you know, where you lost, you know, or where, you know, you were having a difficult time, will help him to see that, okay, I can do my best. And even when I don't win, like, it's okay. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
And today, we haven't had them in jiu-jitsu 3 times a week, like normally, like we normally do. Yeah, consistently, because of, you know, you leaving out of town and then me having all kinds of stuff. You know, I think he went twice last week.
Yeah.
A week before.
Yeah, no, it just hasn't been consistent.
You know, so I was sharing that with him. Like, you joined this competition just by you signing up took courage.
Yeah.
You know how many people would never step out on that mat and put themselves out there, though? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, to put themselves out there.
Yeah.
That by itself, just him signing up, is showing courage. And that's what I was sharing with him today, because, you know, he lost his first match, and then I don't know if it was after the first or second match, but he was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. And you got to witness this today, me speaking life into him, and him looking directly into my soul, because he was. As I was looking directly into his soul, he was looking into mine. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And I was just sharing with him who he is, and that it is okay for him, whether he wins or lose, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right? And after I had that conversation with him, he decided that he was going to continue.
Yeah, finish his matches.
Yes. And that was such an intimate moment for me. Even all the noise that was happening around us, he connected with me and was just taking in everything I had to share with him.
Yeah.
And that's just what we have to do as parents. Like, and I don't think I shared with him, like, what I was going through, the doubt and the fear that I was going through regarding this retreat last week. I don't know if I did. But it's important that we share those things with him. I know I shared it with Audrey.
Yeah.
But she was like, but you're still going to do it. Like, I'm like, yes. But I was really, like I was in my head. And you're the one who told me it's too late.
Yeah.
You've already sold
committed.
tickets. You already got the Airbnb. You committed, right?
Yeah, like it's too late to turn back now. But
it's like we all need that pep talk. Like I did a Facebook Live because when I'm feeling this way, because everybody sees me, not everybody, but a lot of people see me as like, dang, you just put yourself out there and you go for it. That's amazing. People see all the results of all the work and
trying
time and just
doing stuff.
But they don't see the tears. They don't see the doubt, the fear. And so I have always done this though. I have always like thrown myself like out there on Facebook Live. Right? Before, like when I was really going through things, I was always crying, like just sharing with people, being vulnerable, because I want them to know that, yeah, I too go through doubt. I too go through fear. We go through disagreements. All of you know that. You've witnessed disagreements on here. Our relationship, I can honestly say like just today I was sharing with a friend, like I am living a fairy tale. Like my relationship, the love that we share, I am living that.
Yeah.
Right? But it wasn't always this way. And there's times where we'll have our disagreements, but it's very rare. Actually, I want to read the post that I read to you guys today.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
There was yeah, go ahead.
What were you going to share? Was it on that same regarding our relationship or
it was regarding Joey.
Okay.
And like finishing things.
Okay.
Because he did go through this moment today where he didn't want to finish the tournament.
Right.
He had 5 matches. And I think he was 2 matches in. And he's like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Mm-hmm. And then, like you said, you talked to him. Mm-hmm. And then I talked to him. And then we're like, so what's up? Like, you're up. Mm-hmm. And he went out there and he fought. Mm-hmm. And then he fought again. And he finished all his matches. And that's something that we need to talk to him about.
Yes.
Is finishing things. Today, like, it doesn't matter how you felt. Like, yeah, you felt like shit or whatever. You started something and you finished it.
Yes.
Like, how many times do people start something and never finish it?
So true.
And it just, it reminds me so much of my fucking pull-ups, my upsy downsies that I fucking do all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
Because it's in between every single set, I want to quit.
Yes.
In between every single set, it's like, you already did 20. You already did 30. You already did 50. It's like, you can stop. Right. You can stop. And it's like, no, fucking. And then before you know it, you're back out on the mat. And you're fucking fighting again.
Yes.
And before you know it, you're hanging off the bar. And you're fucking doing upsy downsies again. You know what I mean? But it's something that you want to get in the habit of doing, that when I start something, I fucking finish it.
That is powerful. That is powerful. And this is, let me do, that's a different, because I wanted to read this, but I wanted to also,
well, it's open to it. So.
That's important to finish things. Because I was just looking back at my life and things that we've started, like the angels. What was it? The
Little Angels.
Little Angels.
Yeah, our baby hats.
Yes. We didn't finish that. I mean, we made some money from that. We did well. But
I
tried getting it into boutiques, but we didn't finish that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Legal Shield. I don't feel that I finished that. because I could have been a millionaire in Legal Shield. Like, I definitely feel that, especially where I am today.
Right. Okay.
But my passion I was just my passion. I was done. I knew that feeling the way I was feeling, I'm not going to force myself or continue myself or make myself continue to be in something that my heart's not in anymore.
But I think that some things are different, because starting a business and
knowing when to walk away
and building a business in legal, like starting a business like Little Angels, babies, accessories, or whatever we've been fucking hustling our entire relationship. We've always had some shit going on, but like growing a business or, growing a business in Legal Shield is different than signing up for a tournament or signing up for a course. Because that is something that for the next 6 months, I'm doing this. And it's like you start for the first 2 or 3 months and you're like, yeah, fuck this. I'm done.
Yeah.
It's like, well, no, 6 months. We said 6 months.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So it's like the tournament, like we said, we were doing this thing. It's not because the business, you just never know when it's going to, like what it's going to take, how long it's going to take. And like you said, things change and it may or may not be for you.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, like if you have a start and a finish.
Yeah.
You said you were going to write a song. A song has a start and a finish.
A book.
A book has a start and a finish.
Yes. Yes.
A business doesn't so much have a start and a finish,
Right. Thanks for pointing that out. So I wanted to share, we were talking about like, our relationship and, living the fairy tale and not giving up, right? Because relationships can be challenging. And so I had read this to Joey, and I don't remember if it was maybe because I felt like he was feeling fear or whatever, but I read it in the car on the way to his tournament. And it's me thinking back to when you and I, or just me, like when I recognized that everything I did came from fear back when I was, just starting out as an adult. Yeah. So it says, when I think back to my younger self, fear was my main driver. Dude, I'm reading this without my glasses. Fear drove me to go to college. Fear drove me to make my own money. I was scared of being broke because that's how I grew up. The struggle was real. Fear drove me to buy my own house because I didn't want to depend on a man. Fear kept me from getting into crazy debt because I was surrounded by people who did just that. Fear kept me from getting into bad relationships because growing up, I witnessed what that could lead to. Fear kept me from having kids at a young age because I grew up with a single mom. Fear kept me from making bad decisions, but fear also stopped me from allowing myself to love. I played safe in my past relationships because to fall in love meant I had to be vulnerable and allow them to see the real me. I had to reveal the little girl that was scared to get her heart broken. I had to reveal all the scars I was holding within. When I was 29, I met my husband. But we didn't start dating until I was 30. We got married and we had our first baby when I was 31. Crazy how fast it happened. I protected my heart for so long, and it took me years to break free from all the lies that I told myself about love, marriage, and having kids. I had to heal in order to give my heart to my husband. It wasn't easy, but I knew what had to be done. When I met God, everything became clear to me. The other day, my baby boy walked in the door and surprised me and my daughter, Audrey, with flowers, and my heart melted. I'm sharing this because I feel that someone needs to hear this. I couldn't imagine my life without my husband or my babies. I am overwhelmed with joy. I'm so grateful for my childhood because I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't go through those challenges and struggles. It's like when I look back and I realize that, yes, I was being driven by fear. And it got to a certain point in my life where that fear no longer served me. And in order to get to that next level of my journey, life, I had to release that pain and that trauma that was sitting within.
You know, it's funny that you say it like that. This is maybe a weird thought, but like sometimes when you have that fear, right? Mm-hmm. When you realize that that's what's holding you back, mm-hmm. you get frustrated. Or not frustrated, but almost resentful towards that feeling that you have this fear. But if it wasn't for that fear, you wouldn't be different. Like you wouldn't have lived a different life for that. If it like whether or not that fear came from a good place or a bad place, it led you to a better place.
Exactly. So to find,
but like you said, it no longer serves you.
With
right.
Exactly.
Right.
And when the shift happened was because I was feeling the pain and suffering that fear was causing me. It was like God was telling me it's no longer serving you. You no longer have to hold on to that. Right? And when I heard that and I understood, like I saw it very clearly. And it's like, well, how do I do that? Like, how do I break free from this? And that's when I heard you must submit to your husband.
Yeah.
Right? And that's when the journey began. Because I taught myself how by doing that and really just peeling back like the layers of the trauma, the hurt, by seeing it, and it was all individual, right? First, it was marriage, love, unconditional love. How do I even do that? Because to love, when you say that, like, I don't think people truly understand what unconditional love is unless they have it for themselves. Right?
Yeah.
Like, to love you is to love me. Because if I do not love me and I have this love for you, it's not, how do I explain this? It's not that unconditional, pure, divine love. It's more like an idol. It's more like I need him to make me happy. I need him to survive. I need him. Do you understand?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not it's not that unconditional, pure, divine love. If my world revolves around you. Yeah. Because that means there's something missing within me.
There's something that you're fulfilling with me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I had to learn to love me. And as I was learning to love me, I got to see you from a different lens. Every time I healed a hurt, I got to see the innocence within you. I started to recognize why you would do or say certain things, because I started to recognize the child that was holding on to pain and trauma within, because I knew your trauma.
Yeah.
I knew your pain.
I just, it's funny, like you were saying these things. It's like our perspectives have changed over the years, you know?
Oh my gosh.
And the more, I'm telling you, man, this last year and a half has been crazy.
So good.
Right?
I love witnessing it.
But there's something recently more. It's just like perspective is just something that in so many different ways has changed for me. Like about everything.
Well,
about how we live everything. Life. You know, and you know what, that's a good point, because man, last week we were talking about like what I believe. Mm-hmm. You know, and you were kind of getting into like how my opinion of Jesus has changed. Mm-hmm. Talk about perspective, you know, a change in perspective. Like, but not once. I mean, my perspective on Jesus probably changed. I don't even know how many times. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe 10 times. Just like thinking one way, thinking something else, and then it's like, maybe he didn't think that. Maybe he didn't think that. Maybe he thought this. Maybe, and then it's just. But I think maybe that's just part of life. It's just like over the years, the older you get, the more your perspective changes on everything.
Maybe. Because I know people that are 40 that...
And it's not everybody.
Yeah.
But
so it's not the older you get.
It's not the older you get, because also there are some things that are. You can't change perspectives on things that are, because they are that way.
Yeah. I can tell you that was it yesterday when we kicked the kids out of our rooms and we told them we were going to try to make a baby to get them out?
That was yesterday. That was yesterday.
So Miguel and I wanted to have
alone time.
Talk. We wanted to talk about something that we didn't want the kids to know what we were talking about today, because it was for them.
Today. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm like, these kids are not damn leaving. So I'm like, hey, you guys need to get out. We're going to try to make a baby. And of course they're like, ew, right? But you and I just like sat in between your legs.
You guys better get out of here, because Dad's about to put on some music. We're about to get down.
Oh God.
That's what I put on.
Miguel likes.
That's what I put on when I'm trying to set the mood.
And then you start speaking. Then you start talking in Italian. Let's hear it.
Then I bust out the.
It's stupid. Oh my God. But no, actually, none of that happened. It did.
We were just talking.
But it was more mental.
Yeah.
It was more mental. And I've always, like when I was going through like my religious moments, I always saw couples that would come to our Bible studies and to our events. And I so bad wanted you there.
At the Bible studies?
With me. Like to have like I was like the day I was looking forward to the day
that I would join you at the Bible studies.
Yes. Because we have such a beautiful relationship. I mean, back when I was going through that phase, we were going through some things, but regardless, we had a beautiful relationship. We were going through a hard time then because of the difference in beliefs, but I would just sit there and watch them, and I'm there by myself. And I just yearn for you to be there with me so that we can have that together.
Yeah.
And we have that now. Like I can have these deep conversations with you and you're just in it with me. Like you're listening. like we're in it and you're understanding me and I'm understanding you. And we have these really deep conversations and it just feels so good to be able to do that with you.
Yeah.
And you have changed so much.
I was just thinking, like, you were talking a minute ago, and I was like, dude, if I was to write a book, not that I've really ever thought about that.
You keep saying that though.
What?
This is like the third of
no,
listeners.
It's not. This is probably the first.
No, it's not. You've
if I was
talked
to write,
about it.
If I was to write something, I was thinking it might be like perspectives, like just because, like, really, last week you were kind of getting into it a little bit, but like I said, this past week it's kept coming up. Like last week we talked about my beliefs, and I mentioned to you earlier this week when we were hanging out that for other people, when they share their beliefs, it's easier to wrap it up. You know what I mean? Because if you're Christian and somebody asks you, what do you believe?
Yeah.
Well, I'm Christian. I believe in Jesus, and
yeah,
here's my Bible. You know, like,
yeah,
7 days, God turned the lights on. There was a big flood. Noah created an ark. All the animals got on it. Then everybody got off. Somebody ate an apple, fucked everything up. And then, you know, like, people were trying to build a tower to get to God. He made them all speak different languages. All kinds of crazy shit happened. This is what I believe. And it's like, and everybody wraps their head around that.
You don't even have to explain all that.
But it's all part of, it's all,
that's it.
It's like, all part of that story. You know what I mean? So it's easy to, like, understand what that is.
Right.
You know, if somebody says that they're Muslim or Buddhist or whatever, like, that is a thing. So people understand what that is. But because, like, my belief has come from, like, there isn't a name for it because it's my thing. You know what I mean? And
I think there's others that think what you think.
Yeah, but not exactly because I haven't defined it. I haven't made it a fucking thing. This is my thing. This is my thing based off of a little bit of this documentary, a little bit of that documentary, a little of this YouTube video, a little bit of that YouTube video, a little bit of this article that I read, a little bit of that article that I read. Yeah. So there is nobody that's going to have exactly the same belief as me, right? I don't think so. Because, like I said, it has to do with a lot of different things. Well, when it comes to Jesus, I believe in Jesus.
Okay, so...
But I don't believe that he was God.
Okay, so us coming from monkeys...
Right.
...is called what?
Darwinism, maybe.
We were cavemen and...
That's evolution.
Evolution.
Right?
Yes. And they started to eat mushrooms. And
yeah.
So that's part of that. It's part of that story. It's part of that theory.
The stoned ape theory.
Yes.
That's what that's called.
Yes.
But
they found mushrooms, saw it, and ate it.
Yeah, but still, whoever, that's how you win any argument. That's how you win any argument. Even if you're losing, if you're fucking bombing that whatever argument you're in,
oh my God,
hit them with a but still, and that you're back to neutral. At least you guys are on the same fucking page again.
Anyways, go back.
But no matter what, even whoever named this thing stoned ape theory, right, still believes other shit. And I don't know what they believe. I just know that I maybe believe some of this stuff too.
Yeah.
Maybe. And I'm very open to the maybe.
Yeah. And whatever.
But it has to do with so much more than, because it also has to do with the study of how people idolize other people. And you can see that in other things, not just in cults, in religion, in politics, in martial arts, in everything.
Yeah.
There is, for those of you, like, I love martial arts. It's something that I have a passion with, like, that is one of my passions in life is martial arts. And as you guys know, I don't believe in stuff like supernatural. There has always been this side of martial arts that people want that they wish was real. And I have there is this similarity between that and religion that I find very similar, and like people wish that they could just like fucking airstrike somebody and knock them down. And people have tried and failed against other people that are like, let's give that a shot. It doesn't work. Yeah. So even when it comes to martial arts, I'm that way.
Yeah. 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 We are going to meditate together and do some work together.
Yeah.
Because it will help you find more answers.
Answers for what?
For everything.
We'll see.
We will.
Anyway. Make sure you guys go to our website, oppositesattractpodcast.com. When you guys go to our website, you'll see all the ways that you can follow the show at the top. You can follow us on all the social medias at opposites or at opposite pod. And if you go to the search bar and search Opposites Attract Podcast, you'll find our podcast. You can Google us and you'll find all the different things that are out there, ways that you can follow us and connect with us. And if you guys want to support the show, you can go to the website, oppositesattractpodcast.com. Click the support the show tab. That'll take you to our Amazon link. Anything that you purchase through that link doesn't cost you anything extra, but it helps out the show. And another way you can help us is...
And you can go to buymeacoffee.com/oppositepod and buy us a virtual drink. And you can actually subscribe to that on a monthly basis as well.
Yep. Awesome.
So our beautiful daughter, Audrey, had a concert on Thursday. Was it Thursday? And my friend Joyce from Germany is visiting.
Yeah.
And this is her first time in the U.S. And I was with her the first day she got here, or second day. And so I pick her up and we're going to the Superstition Mountains. I'm driving and she's just looking around and she's like, oh my God, these cactuses. There's cactuses everywhere. Snap. Cacti. She sees the mountains, right? And she's just like blown away. And it's been so cool to just see her in awe of how we live here in the U.S.
Yeah.
And when she came to the house, we have a neighbor down the street who's very patriotic. And we step out of the car and she looks and she's like, I love the way she talks and I can't even try. Have you picked up on her accent?
I can't. German is hard.
Yeah.
German accent's hard.
I love it. I love listening to her talk.
It's great.
And she's like, oh my. She's like, wow, everyone's so patriotic here.
Yeah.
Right? Because she's just looking around and she's like, we don't have this in Germany. Yeah. And then on Thursday, she went with us to see Audrey's concert, to be with us. And Miguel got to witness a little bit of that. Yeah.
Yeah, they played the national anthem. And Joyce was there. And yeah, she was just like in awe of like the national anthem and just she had a blast at the concert, all together.
Yeah. But it's cool to see, like and hear like the difference of how she lives. She says everything here is so much bigger. Everything.
Yeah.
From the cars to the streets to the houses to the strawberries.
Yeah. No, it has been cool. And you've had a couple friends, from your coaches group come through and stay with us. We had some friends, Wolfgang and Dorothy, stay with us from Serbia.
Yes.
And Joyce from Germany. And she's from a different group. Like you just met her.
Yeah.
somewhere else. But
I'm meeting people everywhere.
like,
I have friends in India.
Yeah, you have friends all over the world.
Everywhere. Yeah.
But I was telling you that there was a time that I traveled to Ecuador because my family's from Ecuador, and we went to like this carnival thing, and they were selling, like how they have like the little stands or people selling stuff. And I had bought a little bracelet that was made. It was like one of those thread bracelets made out of thread, and it said Ecuador on it. And somebody told me, they're like, you can tell you're a tourist by wearing that.
Yeah.
Because people are not patriotic. People are not patriotic outside of the United States.
Yeah.
They're just not. Like the veterans and the military, like, thank you for your service. That type of thing. That does not happen outside of the United States. Like, you don't see troops in other countries and people are thanking them. Thank you for your service. Thanks for, whatever.
That's just something you do.
That's only in the United States. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like wearing a flag shirt or Ecuador or whatever country, like, people don't like the way we would wear USA and shit like that. Yeah. We want everybody to fucking know I'm American. American. Exactly.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. So we have 3 spots left at at the retreat.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been,
and we're what, March?
It's in March. Your retreat's in May.
May.
So hit Sonja up if you guys want to get on the retreat. Like she said, spots are selling out.
Yes.
Let's see. You can send us a message, or you can email Sonja at healinghearts@sonjaramirez.com, or you can call her at 602-633-5658.
Yes. And I am now giving out gifting sessions. So if you would like to experience me, you don't have to live here in Arizona. Out of state.
You guys can set up a Zoom.
Yep, we can set up a Zoom. And so, you can also call that number or email me at healinghearts@sonjaramirez.com as well.
Yep, 602-633-5658.
And I even have a Facebook group. So Healing Hearts, you can find us on Facebook. We have a group for everyone. So feel free to join that as well.
Yeah.
Right.
So, let me see. Earlier in the week, I was kind of, that's a first for me. I don't do that very often. Sucking my teeth like Shaniqua or whatever. But there was something that I was thinking about earlier in the week. Like, I don't know if I was watching a video. I watch all kinds of videos. Rap videos, people twerking, all kinds of shit. Philosophy. But I was watching something. I think it was actually a rap video. And there was a DJ in the video. And when I saw the DJ mixing music and doing his thing, like, it looks fun. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it reminded me of being a kid and learning how to DJ for the first time. Like those first times. And for those of you that don't know, when I was a kid growing up in New York, my dad would throw these house parties that turned into like hotel parties. He always worked in nightclubs. We ended up buying this like professional DJ equipment that you could mix CDs and all kinds of CDs back then when CDs first came out. CDs nuts. Just kidding. I just had to throw that in.
Him.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I was very unprofessional of I should issue my first apology for this podcast.
Like, this is the first time? Like, this is the first time?
Sorry,
okay.
This is my first apology.
Yeah.
My first official apology. No, so like we had like professional equipment, like, and if I really, and I kind of told you, if I really had a passion for it, then I would have been in the room next door.
Right.
Because it was literally in the next bedroom to my bedroom.
Right.
So I would have been DJing day in, day out.
Yeah.
We had access to some DJs. It probably wasn't my passion. But whenever you do find people, like, there are certain people, a lot of times it's athletes. Like, it's easy to find like professional athletes. They find their way to the top. You know what I mean? And anytime that you find a professional league, whether it's baseball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, whatever. You ask any one of those people, when did you start? And it all seems like 5, 9.
Yeah.
You know, like they all started when they were kids and that was it, you know?
Yeah.
And I was kind of thinking about that. Like maybe if when I started DJing when I was 12, if I kept with it, I would have been big. Or I got into fighting or boxing and then something happened, or football or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and then I started thinking about our kids and like actually paying attention and trying to figure out what is that for them. Because whatever that is, we support them. And the thing is that it has to be us supporting them.
Yeah. I feel like
not
we've
us
been
forcing them to do something, but us supporting them in what they want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that we've been that.
No, and we have been. But
Yeah.
it's like, but at the same time, it's spotting something that has potential.
Yeah.
Right? Like Audrey with singing. And that's something that I shared with
piano.
you earlier. Yeah, I shared that with you earlier today, where there was a moment last week where I was sitting like right here, literally in this office. And I was waiting for us to go leave somewhere. And I'm sitting in the office chair and Audrey's upstairs playing the piano. And I don't know how to play the piano. Yeah. You don't know how to play the piano.
Nope.
She's learned at school a little bit through her music teacher and learning things there and learning things on YouTube. Yeah. And we also bought her a piano that helps her learn a little bit better. And it was just one of those moments. It was quiet in the house and I'm just sitting here and she starts playing and just going and I don't know how you explain it. It's kind of like on a guitar, like they call it riffing. Like if you just go off, just play.
Yeah. And
she was doing that. And in that moment, I was just kind of thinking like, oh my God. Like I didn't teach her that. Mm-hmm. You didn't teach her that. No. Like she's incredible. Mm-hmm. And she's doing amazing. Jeez. Like you could hear it when she was playing. That's the thing about music. Music is crazy. Like you can feel it when you hear it.
Yes.
And you could feel it when she was playing it.
Yeah.
You know, and I was able to catch like the last little bit, just a little video of me listening to her play. Yeah. And then I stopped recording and I went up there and I was crying. Yeah. I was crying and I told her, I was like, I'm so proud of you. I was like, you're amazing. You're amazing. Yeah. I was like, that was awesome. So, yes. And then she went over to you and fucking told you, she's like, I made Dad cry. Right? Didn't she?
Yeah. Yeah, she did. And then yesterday, I get onto their back office, their school back office. And you and I, before we would keep track of their grades and we were like on it, right? And then we just stopped. Like we just told the kids, like, we want you guys to give whatever you do 100%, right? Yeah. Like it doesn't matter what it is, just give it your best. I stopped looking at the report cards.
Yeah, me too.
They stopped sending paper report cards and put everything online. I just stopped.
I haven't noticed.
Yeah, no, yeah. I stopped.
Yeah.
And when I stopped, they picked it up. Audrey was always, hey, guess what, Mom? I got 100 on my test. Hey, guess what, Mom? I got straight A's. Hey, guess what, Mom? Oh, I got a B. Oh, I got to get that back up to an A.
Yeah, she's hard on herself.
When we completely just kind of like let go, and we would check in like, Joey, are you reading today?
Yeah.
Right?
No, it's not like we just
sitting
completely
with
disconnect.
us, them sitting, Joey sitting with me, reading, to me.
Yeah.
But just stopped like the pressure. And when we let up, that's when they just started going. And so Audrey, the other day, I wanted to do a tax credit for Joey's science camp thing. Yeah. So I go on and I'm like, hey, I need you to log me or show me how to get into the back office or whatever, because I haven't been on there. And so she showed me and she's like, Mom, check out my grades. So I go on and I check her grades out and I'm just like, I'm so proud. Like she's like, are you crying?
Yeah, she's got straight A's. A's and everything.
She's just kicking ass, man. And then, yeah, so I'm so proud of you. And you were in here too. And, you know, you shared that with her as well. And she's so proud of herself. You know, it's like, yes, I want you to make you proud, right?
Yeah.
Like, I want you to make you proud. And that's something that just came to me, that we need to tell them that, right? Like, yes, I understand you want to make me proud, but I want you to make you proud. I want you to be proud of you.
Prove it to yourself.
Yes. Yes. And so when I went on to Joey's, his grades went up as well. And he's been telling us.
He has been telling us, yeah.
And so I went on there to check, and sure enough, you know, there's sometimes there's so much pressure that we put on our kids. There's sometimes where we put so much pressure on ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, and as parents, just trusting them and trusting you, like trusting your parenting, trusting what you've installed into them, trusting how you're leading, how you're parenting. Trust in that.
You know what?
Trust in that.
You know what I think? You know why you can trust in that? Because if you parent from a place of love, which I think if you listen to this podcast, you do, right? Mm-hmm. Whenever you're parenting, you may not be where you want to be. You may not have fulfilled all the things that you want to fulfill. You may not be where you feel like you should be. That's all of us.
Right. Yes.
That's the document that we've been talking about. Right? But you parent from that place.
Yes.
Because that's what love is. You want the best for your kids.
Right.
And you may not even be the things that you're trying to instill in them.
Right.
Because you know that's what's best for them, and you can't even maintain that.
Right. And you may be parenting with your lens, which has fears and doubts, because maybe you are not where you want to be, or maybe you didn't graduate high school, or maybe you didn't get the grades you wanted to get, or maybe you wanted to join the band and wanted to play a certain instrument, and put that on your children, not recognizing that they are their own little beings. Like they're their own little
beings.
They're their own little people. They're their own people.
Yeah, they are.
And allowing them to explore who they are, not who you think they need to be.
Right. We get to guide them.
We get to guide them. But in all reality, they are here to fulfill whatever blueprint they're here to fulfill, or whatever purpose, their journey, whatever that is. It's like, allow them to show you who they are. Don't tell them who they are. Allow them to show you who they are, what they like, what they're into. You know, I wish I would have known this, though we are doing well. But when they were babies, man, like babies, like, show me who you are.
Yeah.
Show me who you are. And allow them to be, and you just sit back as a witness.
Yeah.
Witnessing who they are and the things that they like and the things that they, you know?
Yeah, and as a parent, you have influence when they're
You
getting
do.
into things that they
So
shouldn't
much.
be getting into or whatever. But
you have so much influence on everything that they do.
yeah.
Right?
And when you have influence like that, that comes with a huge responsibility. Because I mean, we've watched documentaries of kids that they only get one story fed to them. And they only believe, their minds are not open to any possibilities because this is the only way it could be. Because that's what I've been told. And I've been told that there is no other possibilities. And kids, the idolization thing is something that is just natural for people, I think. You know, as a kid, you have parents. Parents believe things. They can be tricked, and then it just starts a way of thinking. Yeah. But when you allow someone to just be, figure things out, think about it. What does it make sense to you? What do you think about that? You're allowed to believe and think whatever you want to believe.
Right.
What do you think about it?
Right. Yeah.
Because that's one thing, is that you believe something different than what I believe. And I have never told the kids that they have to believe what I believe or what you believe. I've always said, just like, this is my thing. And if you believe something different, that's okay.
Right. Yeah.
Audrey believes different than what I believe and probably what you believe.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
and
it's
they witnessed what's so great is that they have witnessed, you and I have conversations about our beliefs. They've seen us have these tough conversations and how we agree to disagree, right? Like they see that we respect each other's beliefs.
Yeah.
You know, Audrey's she was with me during my religious phases. When I was she was there. She was with me. She went to church with me. All of that. And now that, now I'm, like spiritual, I still believe Jesus, like he's my guide. He's one of my guides, though I don't know how many I have, but like and I don't know if that's just because he is who I knew of first. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Like it's not, I'm growing and learning and being, but that's who I feel very connected to. Like the way he loved is the way I love. And I haven't read a bit about Gandhi yet, right? Or others, but the way Jesus loved people, that's how I love.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel so like close to him, because I've read about him and I am that way.
Yeah.
And I don't think we'll ever know like what the actual truth is until we die. And then I will come back and haunt you and share some things with you.
You know what I think?
If I die first. No.
I think when you die, it's over and you still won't know. I think it will forever be a mystery.
See, I don't know, like when we return to spirit, because I believe, we are pure spirit. We are human, but we are spirit. Like this is just a costume. I shared this with you, what I believe.
Like we come back from a different life into this life.
Like our spirit goes back home. I don't know what home is, but our spirit goes back home. And we get to decide if we want to come back in this dimension, that dimension, or whatever. We need to get into that in a different podcast because it's already that, time.
It's about
people
that
are
time.
like, what the hell is she talking about? No.
Meet us on a different dimension. And with that, make sure you guys go to our website, oppositesattractpodcast.com.
Kelly's going to be like, what the hell, Sonja? I want to hear more about that.
And for Kelly, we'll get into the power of now next week because I have been listening to it. So I'm almost finished with chapter 3. I'll be getting into chapter 4. We'll get into that next week. Make sure you guys go make sure you guys go to our website, oppositesattractpodcast.com. Like I said before, you guys can support the show, follow the show, send us a message.
Yes.
You guys can do all of that there.
Yes. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching Opposites Attract podcast.
Where we get better
together. Bye.